Hi, this is Tara with Happy Horoscopes, and this is a check-in for the Virgo season. Today is September 9th. We have about 12 days left of Virgo energy to work with. Hopefully you are enjoying the energy. Nice, practical, organizational, get things done Virgo energy. Hopefully you are, using the energy to make really good things happen for yourself. And if you're not, well, there's still plenty of time to do it, right? Because like I said, we've got about 12 days before the autumnal equinox. I just love that word autumnal. There's just something very pleasing about it. And then the sun will be moving into Libra, an air sign. But for now, we're talking about where we are in the present. So let's just take a look again at the cards that we drew for our reading, our overall reading for the month. The energy moving away from us was Earth energy manifestation. And well, it seems odd that Earth energy would be moving away from us when we are dealing with a lot of Earth energy. It feels like what this is telling us is that it's time to work with the Earth energy in a different way. It's time to come up with a different plan or just take a different tactical maneuver to get to where you want to go. We're talking about practical stuff here. We're talking about making stuff happen here in your reality, and it's time to try new things. In our present, we had a lot of strength and vitality from the sun, which is always great. Keeps us vibrant, keeps us active, keeps us feeling good, and keeps us moving, which is a very earthy kind of thing. And then our where the energy was taking us was rebellious Aquarius. Excuse me. Aquarius is very innovative energy. It's thoughtful, it's mindful, it's an air energy. It's the kind of energy that comes up with inventive solutions that no one else has ever come up with before. So that's where all of this energy was taking us to. Our bonus card is the Magpie. And I did a little more research into the Magpie card, and actually the Magpie card is talking about deception. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more when we get to talking about the energies that we're dealing with right now. So, as I said, it's September 9th, and Mercury has moved into a retrograde phase. As you all know, I am not one of those doom criers, the sky is falling, Mercury's in retrograde, go hide under your bed for a couple of months. Not a couple of months, a couple of weeks. That would be fun if Mercury was retrograde for a couple of months. I mean, it is throughout the whole year, but all at once. It might be nice to have it, get it done all at once, and then just move on throughout the rest of the year and be like, oh, it's all over. But that's not how it's meant to be, because Mercury retrograde is meant to be beneficial. It is meant to help us, and that's why it's here. What happens is because the Earth is on an ellipse, and the way that our Earth rotates, there comes a point at several times during the year when it appears to us that Mercury is moving backwards. Mercury is not moving backwards. In reality, planets don't move backwards. They revolve one way, just like everything does. Okay? It's an illusion. That's okay. Illusions can be very positive things. It depends on how you work with them. So when I was thinking about this, when I was meditating on it and thinking about this Mercury retrograde period, I got a very loud message. And I actually just, as I was fighting with my wonderful cat, who I love very much, Anyway, it reminded me again of this very loud and clear message that I got, and I didn't pay attention to it. Hopefully you will. Here's the message. It just totally went out of my head. Be prepared to stop. Be prepared to stop. Don't stop, but be prepared, because that's what happens with Mercury retrograde. We're busy, and especially when you're in a Virgo state, we're busy making our little plans, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. And then the energy, or that illusion that we feel from Mercury, and everybody feels this energy, comes along, and all of a sudden traffic comes to a halt, communications fail, all kinds of things happen, because all the things that Mercury rules: travel, communications, I'm trying to think what else. Anything involving messages, communications. As you can see, as I'm stumbling along through this video, I probably should have done this when I meant to do it last weekend, but I just was not quite feeling it yet. So you got to wait for the inspiration, right? Anyway, so be prepared to stop. Whatever it is that you're doing, just be very mindful. Go slower than you normally go. My son, he thinks I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I told him, when you're on the road for the next couple of weeks, go a little slower. Leave a little more room between the cars. Whatever you're doing, take it easy. If something comes up that makes you have to stop, don't fight it. Stop. And let it be for a moment. Use those stoppages, if you want to call them that, for better purposes. Okay. If you think about it, sometimes it does feel like we're all just kind of running and doing the same thing, right? You get up, you get dressed, you go to work, you get in the car, or you get up, you get dressed, you get in the car, you drive to work, you get out of the car, blah, blah, blah. But somewhere along the line, maybe something happens. Maybe you get stuck in traffic. Maybe you forgot your cell phone at home. Oh, when that kind of stuff happens, and that is the kind of thing that happens during a Mercury retrograde. It's these things that are meant to slow us down and say, hey, wait a minute, what am I doing? And this can work really well with our Virgo energy for right now, because you can stop your normal. This is a good time to try a different way to get to work. Or maybe when you get stuck in traffic, you say, you know what? Let me call and see if I can work from home today. And I could just turn around and avoid all of this. There's always another way to do something. There's always another way to accomplish something. And there's always more time. A lot of times we feel like, oh, I got to get it done right now, right now. Sometimes timing is important for what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And sometimes what you want to do is you want to stop, go read a book, go chill out for a while, and then come back and try it again. And then it's a very different situation. Or, as I just had to experience, wait for help. It's not easy because we are, most of us are built, we're achievers. We're like, okay, I'm going to get this done. And then something stops us and we're like, ah. The other thing that you want to watch during this Mercury retrograde, and particularly right now, and I think that's what magpies come along for, to let us know about, okay? Because magpies are chatty, and communication is ruled by Mercury. I guarantee, I've already done it at least once. I always send an email to the wrong person, or I forget an attachment or something like that. I've learned how to be cool with it. I've learned how to stop and say, you know what? Let me just email the person back and say, sorry, made a mistake. Please ignore this. Here's what you want. There isn't anything that can't be redone. And I like to think there are no mistakes. Everything happens for a reason. So, when Mercury, when those little things come, just go with the flow of it. And I don't believe that you should stop your life. I will say that maybe there's lots of Mercury retrograde rules, right? Don't buy a car, don't travel. Somehow I always travel when Mercury is retrograde, always. What I find is that it makes me double check everything. I check my reservations twice. I check the route that I have. I always have a second route. I decide to leave an hour earlier. Those kinds of things. I make sure that I have enough. If I get stuck, I have snacks. I have things to occupy me. A pillow if I need a nap, that kind of thing. If you're in the midst of something, if you're in the midst of looking for a new job or finding a new place to live or any of those major life changes, which a lot of people are, doing right at this particular moment. And then Mercury retrograde comes along and you get, somebody who says to you, oh, don't take a new job right now. No, it's fine. You've built momentum. Whatever momentum you've got, it's going to slow down. That's what it's really about, is momentum slowing down. But that doesn't mean that a slowdown is going to stop you entirely. Sometimes a slowdown is just what you need for the right thing to pop up and for you to be able to take advantage of it. Otherwise, you could be going so fast that you run right by the thing that's perfect for you and have to wait a little bit longer to come across that thing again. Does that make sense? I hope so. It makes sense in my head, but so Mercury is retrograde for the next couple of weeks. I don't remember the date right now. I will try to post it. I'll look it up when I get done with this, when I get done doing this video. And I will post the dates, but it does begin today on September 9th. Now, tomorrow, you may be looking up in the sky. You may have been looking up last night, thought, oh, it's the full moon. Wasn't quite full yet. The full moon actually occurs in the wee hours of the morning on September 10th. But basically, you feel the energy of the full moon 3 days before, 3 days after. So we're kind of in that energy. And we have a full moon in Pisces. Pisces energy. Now remember, when you have a full moon, your sun and your moon are always in opposing signs. So practical, earthy, get stuff done, Virgo is shining its light on dreamy, imaginative Pisces. You put these things together and imagine what you can do. This is the kind of energy that's going to let you take your dreams, those, the things that you're thinking about doing. Take a look at those and apply the Virgo energy to them and see what you come up with. Maybe a new way of approaching it. Maybe a new opportunity comes your way that doesn't seem like an opportunity. I've had a lot of opportunities. I think I mentioned this last time too. A lot of things. I'm in what I like to call a yes phase, where I'm kind of like just saying yes to everything. You say to me, Tara, do you want a lemur? Sure, give me the lemur. Because for some reason, the universe wants me to have a lemur. I'm here, I will take it. I really don't want a lemur, so, nothing against them, but, they're wild animals. They should be out there. Anyway, so yes, with our full moon, I'm drifting. I think Mercury retrograde is already playing in my mind. And the full moon makes me a little whoopie-doo too, which is probably why I should have done this, like I said, at the beginning of the week. So our full Pisces moon. And again, I love to do my meditations and try to get messages and try to, get a feeling from the universe about what is special about this particular time period for us. And the message that I got was, what did you forget? What did you forget? Now, I don't mean that in a bad way. And I do believe that this is sort of tying into the Mercury retrograde, but not really, because Mercury retrograde is sort of about going backwards in a lot of ways, right? We're looking at Mercury. Mercury appears to be turning backwards. A lot of times, Mercury retrograde is a good time to revisit something. And when I say, what did you forget? I don't mean something like your car keys or, you forgot to do something at work or something like that. I'm talking about, what did you forget to do for you? What do you love that you forgot about? You put off to a side. Where, maybe you love going to the beach and you just haven't done it for a long time. Go do it. Maybe you had, a passion of starting a new business, or maybe you had a place where you wanted to live, or, there's a million, we have so many thoughts and so many ideas and things that feel good to us. And sometimes we just push those things aside because we're focused on the practical, and we're like, well, we'll put it over here for now. Sometimes you put it over there and you forget about it. So this is a good time to search your feelings, search your memory, and think about, what did I forget? What mattered to me? What do I love? What do I want to bring more of into my life? What is going to make me feel good? Whatever it is, maybe you forgot that you love to go have cheeseburgers and you've been, trying to eat more healthy. Personally, I think a cheeseburger can be a very healthy item. Not every day, but every now and then. Anyway, so those are some of the things. Hopefully, if it feels a little overwhelming, or you feel a little like I'm just not sure, what's going on, be prepared to stop. And what did I forget? This is something, if you get stuck in traffic, you're prepared to stop. You've stopped. Maybe that's where you sit and you think, what did I forget? Did I forget how much I love to travel? Maybe I want to look at booking a trip. Did I forget how much I love to read a book? Maybe when I get home, I'm going to go start reading a book, which is what I'm going to do as soon as I get done with this. So be prepared to stop. What did I forget? And again, these are positive things. Think about them in a positive, loving, compassionate, forgiving way towards yourself, towards others. No matter what is going on, if you employ those, if you put those out there in the world, that's what's going to come back to you. And that's how we all make the world a better place. I especially love the be prepared to stop idea when we're communicating with other people, because it's very easy to hair trigger, something happens and you're like, if I yell at them, if I do this, that will make me feel better. But it really doesn't, does it? But if you stop and you think about what will make all of us feel, what will make me feel better, and if you do that, that's going to make the whole situation better. Imagine that. Imagine if what makes you happy, what makes you feel better, just makes the rest of the world better and everybody around you better. That's how it works. Okay, so I did draw a card for our full moon. I do have to put my glasses back on, and oh look, there I am. Just in case I took it off because I still can't play with the lighting and get a glare. So, all right, so let's see what our full moon in Pisces card is going to be. And oh, this keeps coming up. I feel like this card has come up so many times for so many readings this week. So now we've got Uranus, major life changes, okay? Uranus, the planet of surprise. What kind of surprise would you like to see in your life? What surprise? Do you even remember what it's like to be surprised by something magical and good and wonderful happening to you? I think it's time to find out. If you will allow yourself, if you're receptive to what the universe is putting out there for you, then you can accept and just be attacked by those happy surprises that just make you feel really good. And major life changes, to me, they always start internally. That's where everything begins. It begins in your heart, it begins in your head, it begins in your soul. Sometimes it begins in your throat with something that you say, or something that you want to say, or something that you hear, or whatever. But change always begins within. And this might be the time for you to think about, what happy changes do I want, and what did I plan to change that I forgot about, and now I'm going to go back and look at it because Mercury is retrograde, which is perfect energy for going back, and I've got a Pisces Moon saying dream on, baby, and I got a Virgo Sun saying come on, we're going to make it happen. Here's a plan for you. And then it all just kind of works out. So that is our little check-in for the Virgo season. I will be back at the autumnal equinox, or hopefully a couple of days before. And I hope that you are having a wonderful, peaceful, happy time. I hope that you, in the northern hemisphere, enjoying the rest of the summer, and wishing you lots of love and light and happy, surprising, joyful times ahead.